Good morning, this is Kris Shoemaker, also known as Yehudah ben Shomeyr, and you're listening to Coffee with Kris, the time of the day where we share a cup of coffee and share a bit of the Word of God. This is our fifth Sidra, our fifth Aliyah of this Torah portion of Shoftim, and it's taken from Deuteronomy, chapter 18, verse 14, going all the way to chapter 19, verse 13. But I want to focus in on chapter 18, verses 15 through 19. Now, earlier this week, we talked about how Moses prophesied that one day Israel will collectively come together and ask for a king to be over them, like the other nations. And God says, okay, all right, I'll acquiesce, I'll allow this, as only if I can choose the king that's going to rule over you. And there were some rules and regulations and stipulations regarding a king. And we read in 1 Samuel when this came to pass, when this prophecy of Moses was fulfilled. Now Moses prophesied of another king. He prophesied of another prophet. And this prophet, this king, is none other than Messiah Yeshua. He prophesied of the coming of Messiah Yeshua. It says in Deuteronomy chapter 18, verses 15 through 19, Adonai, your God, will raise up for you a prophet like me. Moses is considered the greatest prophet of Israel. Who could be greater than Moses? Yeshua. He is the Ben Elohim, the Son of God. Adonai, your God, will raise up for you a prophet like me, from your midst, from your brothers. To him you must listen. This is just what you asked of Adonai your God in Horeb on the day of the assembly, when saying, I cannot continue to hear the voice of Adonai my God, or see this great fire any more, or I will die. God manifested himself at Horeb in fire and in a great way, and it frightened the people so much, saying, look, we're going to be incinerated, we're going to die. So God says, you're still going to hear my voice, but I'm not going to manifest myself in this scary fire that's frightening you away. Instead, I'm going to manifest myself as one of you. John chapter 1 says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The same was in the beginning with God. And then later on in that same chapter it says, and the Word became flesh and dwelt among us. This is what it was talking about. They were afraid of hearing the word of the Lord because it sounded like thunder and they saw fire. And this word of the Lord was scary. And the word of the Lord is not so scary when it became flesh and dwelt among us. Actually, a lot of people didn't recognize that it was the word of God, and they crucified the word of God. So it says, I will raise up a prophet like you from them, from among their brothers. I will put my words in his mouth. Yeshua said over and over again, the words that I speak are not my own. I speak only what the Father gives me. And he will speak to them all that I command him. Now, whoever does not listen to my words that this prophet speaks in my name, I myself call him to account. But the prophet who presumes to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or who speaks in the name of other gods, that prophet will die. So I think it's interesting that from Genesis 3:15 to here to Deuteronomy, chapter 18, that God is prophesying of this divine Messiah that's coming. He prophesied it through Moses. And we have the privilege of being able to know that this has come to pass. And we got to correctly and rightly, in a Hebraic way, share this great information with our Jewish brothers and sisters who do not believe. All right, guys, go out there and have a great day. Shalom and God bless. Thanks for listening.